All right. So, in this tutorial, we'll be talking about parallel lines. And basically, we are given a line. Here you can see that we're given line L. And then we're also given a point that is not located on that line. And in this picture, this image, we're given point P. And what we need to do is we need to use our geometric tool here, our compass and straight edge, to somehow find a line that is parallel to our given line here, line L, such that it also goes through point P. So we're trying to find the line that goes straight left and right and goes through point P, so that it's parallel to line L down below. So the first thing in accomplishing that is taking your straight edge and drawing a line through point P such that it actually intersects line L down below. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's also really important to extend that line as far up as possible, and you'll see why in a second. But we're going to go ahead and label that point of intersection down below. So this red line that I just created, where is it intersecting with that blue line that I was given? We're going to go ahead and label that point of intersection, and I'm just going to label it A. We're going to go ahead and take our compass and lay it on top of A, and we're going to do something pretty similar that we've seen before when we were copying angles. We're going to go ahead and follow that process here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a little arc here. And I'm going to copy that exact same distance and arc up above, but now over point P. So using that same hole, I'm going to copy that arc up here. And I'm going to start labeling these points of intersection so I can communicate a little better here. So I'm going to label this point of intersection as point B, this point of intersection as point C, and this point of intersection as point D. And again, this works very similarly to when we were copying acute or obtuse angles. I'm now going to take my geometric tool and I'm going to place it over point B here, and I'm going to measure the distance between point B and point C. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that distance up above, and I'm going to copy it from point D, which is kind of my point B down here. So point B to D, I'm going to copy the distance over here so that I find kind of like the point C up here. So let's first find the distance between B and C. So placing my window over B, holding firmly, and then moving my slider so that a hole, one of the holes, is over top of point C. There we go. I got that distance. And now I'm going to copy that distance up above by placing my window now over point D. Holding firmly, now that my window is lined up to point D, I'm going to create my arc. And you can see if I were to create my arc down below, what I'm doing is I'm finding the intersection of those two arcs. So I'm trying to find out where my corresponding C is up above. So where those two arcs are intersecting, I'm going to draw a point, and it's kind of like my C up above, but I'm going to name it here as E. This E is the really important point, because if I draw now a line from P to E, it's kind of like my line from A to C, except it's up above, such that it is parallel now to my line down below. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that line through P and E. And I'm going to indicate that it goes on forever in both directions. And you can see that these lines are, or they appear to be, and they actually are, parallel to each other. So line PE is parallel to line AC down below. And there's a way that we indicate that, and it's by drawing two arrows right close to each other along like somewhere like in the middle of the line, or kind of where I put it is fine. and put 2 arrows down below in that line. And what this symbol indicates is that those 2 lines are parallel to one another. So they go on forever in both directions, but they will never touch each other. They're parallel. And the way that we write our geometric sentence now is that we say this line up above, which can be expressed as line PE. So line PE is parallel to, so there's that symbol for is parallel to. It's parallel to the line down below, which can be named as line AC. So it's parallel to line AC. So line PE is parallel to line AC. So, to review what my expectations are for the test, I do expect that you're able to create this construction, so the parallel lines, by using your geometric tools. So I want to see that you're creating this line, you're creating these arcs. I want to see all of these points. So I want to see that you are using this straight edge and compass. So can you create that construction? You can see that I successfully did that, so I'm going to check it off. I did go ahead and mark up my image or my figure to indicate or to communicate that my lines are parallel here. And you can see that with this symbol that I've used here with my red pen. I've indicated that symbol on both of my lines. And what this double arrow means when you write that on a line is that means lines are parallel. So I did mark up my lines as parallel. I've communicated that they're parallel, so I was successful on that. I'm going to go ahead and check it off. And then the last thing that I really expect you to do is write that geometric statement or sentence. I've expressed these lines are parallel by using a geometric statement or sentence. That's the last thing that I did, and it's located up here. I said that line PE, so this line here, is parallel to line AC, so this line down here.